Hey everyone, so here at Wholesale Ted there is a super common question that I am often asked, and that is this. Sarah, there are so many print-on-demand companies. Redbubble, Teespring, Printify. I'm confused. Which is the best? And so today that is exactly what I am answering. I am doing a review of each of these print-on-demand companies, and I am going to be reviewing these 4 things. 1, I'm going to be reviewing how each works because, as you'll see, they all work very differently and some are super easy to use, whereas others require more work. 2, do they have exclusive features that you might need in your business? 3, I've ordered t-shirts from all of these companies and I'll be putting them side by side. Who prints the best products that your customers will love the most? And 4, how much do each of them cost, which will leave you with the most profit in your pocket? Because you see, there are 2 things that always make my day. The first thing is any time that you take a moment out of your very busy day to give these videos a like and to subscribe, because seriously, it genuinely helps my videos with the YouTube algorithm, so thank you so much for your support. But the second thing that I love is when viewers also take a moment out of their busy lives to tell me that my videos have helped them build profitable businesses that now earn them money. And if you read the comments, you'll see different users chose different print-on-demand companies to do so. Because you see, here is the thing, just like how there is no best business or best way to make money, there is no best print-on-demand company. There are just different ones to choose from, and they all have their own pros and their own cons. And so my hope is that this video will help you choose the one that is best for you. Alright, so let's start off by reviewing Redbubble. The first thing I'm going to do is, as I said, is explain how Redbubble works. And that's important because, as you'll see, Redbubble works very differently to the other websites on this list. And because of that, it's going to be the right print-on-demand company for some people, but not for others. So Redbubble is what I would call an all-in-one website. It does everything. It does the selling and marketing for you because it has a giant marketplace that Redbubble actively advertise that you can list your designs for sale on. And all these top-selling t-shirts here, they were not designed by Redbubble. They were instead created by normal, random people like you or I. So this top-selling t-shirt here, featuring a funny, trendy slogan, was just made by someone out of their house. So let's say that it was you that uploaded this top-selling design. Well, each time a customer comes to Redbubble and buys one of these t-shirts from you, Redbubble has multiple print-on-demand factories that they own and run that handle the orders for you. They will collect the money the customer paid and remove their production fees. They'll then print your design onto a t-shirt, package the t-shirt up, and then ship it out to the customer. They'll then pay the rest of the profit from the money the customer paid to you as a commission. And as I said, Redbubble does the selling and marketing for you. Each month, tens of millions of people come to Redbubble to buy products. And that's because Redbubble has actively worked to market their website, especially with Google. And as you can see, half of their traffic comes from search engines like Google. But what they've done is they've made so many tweaks and modifications to their website that now when people come to Google looking for gifts, like say sarcastic t-shirts, that Redbubble will show up on the list of the search results near the top, bringing in lots of free potential buyers into the store to come and buy your products. So basically, they've invested a lot into building up their marketing and their brand. Which means, as a result, Redbubble sold over $400 million worth of print-on-demand merchandise in 2020, on behalf of users like my viewers here, which is pretty cool. So I've talked a lot about the pros when it comes to selling on Redbubble, but what about the cons? Well, I'll get to those cons shortly. Now for me, the cons do outweigh the pros, which is why I don't sell my designs on Redbubble. But for many people, I do understand why the cons that I'm about to share don't matter to them. The reason why for some people selling on Redbubble is the absolute best decision is because, as I'm showing you right now, it takes less than 2 minutes to get a product selling on Redbubble. You just come to Redbubble, upload your design, and then choose which products that your design looks good on. You can edit each product design placement too to get it looking good, and then you just enable the products that your design looks nice on and disable the products that your design looks bad on. And then you send the products to go live on Redbubble's storefront. So uploading a design and creating your Redbubble products is really simple. And of course, once they're uploaded, Redbubble handles the advertising for you. And so the only thing that you have to focus on is just creating designs and uploading them. But it's not just the fact that it's simple that I know a lot of Redbubble's pros will outweigh the cons for some people. I know from reading my YouTube comments that a lot of you have very low startup budgets and money is tight, especially right now. Well, Redbubble never charges any fees to sell on here, so it's 100% free. And so for those people, I know that regardless of what I'm about to say, and regardless of any cons that it has, that Redbubble will be the print-on-demand company that they will choose, and it will be the right one for them because it's free to start making money on. Redbubble never charges you fees because they collect the money the customer pays and they take the cost of production and marketing that they do for you out of that money, and then they pay you the profit as a commission. And it means that you can start selling effectively and marketing your products like this t-shirt here without having to pay anything. And getting this t-shirt up took less than 2 minutes. So yes, the fact that you can start selling products and effectively marketing your products for free is a pretty big pro, but as I said, I personally don't sell on Redbubble because it also has cons. So here is the deal. I recently bought this image on Etsy to print onto a t-shirt as a gift for a friend. Well, I decided to use this video as an excuse to try out different print-on-demand companies and pick which company's t-shirt that I will use as my gift for my friend. And I'll tell you now, I am not going to be gifting the shirt that came from Redbubble, that's for sure. This t-shirt featured an extremely washed out print of my image. And even worse, the print was a bit blurry too. You can see the black lines aren't sharp, they have blurry edges. So the print quality on Redbubble is not very good. It's interesting though, because despite this average print quality, Redbubble sales, including repeat buyers, keeps going up and up every year. They're getting more and more popular. And I genuinely think that a big reason for this is because buying from Redbubble is a pretty fun experience. Just look at this fun branded packaging the t-shirt arrived in. This is pretty cool. I'll give Redbubble that. So customers get a funky buying experience while getting an acceptable product. While I wouldn't choose this t-shirt from the list, gifting this to a friend wouldn't be terrible, it would just be acceptable. So when you choose to sell your artwork and designs on Redbubble, you have to also accept that it's going to be printed onto a lower quality product. Something else you have to accept is that Redbubble will earn you less money. Redbubble charges $16.41 for a classic t-shirt, and by default they add an extra 12.5% commission on top of that, which you earn, bumping the product price to $18.32. Now you can change this and increase the margin, but in the beginning you probably won't want to, since the average t-shirt price on Redbubble tends to be $18 to $19 anyway, so the standard 12.5% commission rate puts you in the average product price of $18 to $19, so the profit margins you can expect on Redbubble are around 10 to 20%. Now I know a lot of new entrepreneurs are probably going to scoff at that and be like, those profit margins are terrible, but actually, a 10% profit margin in business is standard, so there you go. Basically, here's the deal. I think that Redbubble can be a great place for beginners to get started if the idea of setting up their own store and marketing their own products is overwhelming. But as you'll see, if those things are not overwhelming to you and you are willing to do them, there are higher quality print-on-demand companies that can make better products for customers with higher profit margins. But firstly, I just want to let you know that if you're enjoying this video and you would like even more free training on print on demand, then you should be sure to download my free ebook, The 6 Steps That 6-Figure Online Stores Follow to Make Over $10,000 a Month, and you'll find a link to download my free ebook in the video description below. But anyway, back to the video and on to review number 2. And review number 2 is for Printify. And the way that Printify works is extremely different to Redbubble. Unlike Redbubble, which is an all-in-one website, Printify only handles one aspect of this business for you, creating and shipping products on demand. So here's how it works. Firstly, you need to have your own separate store already. You can set up a store on Etsy, a popular online marketplace to sell print-on-demand products on. Most of these t-shirts that you see listed here are sold through print-on-demand apps like Printify, but Etsy isn't the only place you could sell on. You could set up a store on eBay, or like me, you could choose to set up your own private store on your own private domain using an e-commerce store app. As my subscribers know, my favorite app for this is Shopify, which I use in my print-on-demand business. But no matter how you choose to do it, once you've created your store, adding products into it with Printify takes less than 2 minutes. You just come to Printify's catalog and then choose from the different items that they have listed that you want to add. So for example, let's say you wanted to add one of my favorite products, which is this t-shirt here, the Super Soft Bala Canvas 3001 t-shirt. This t-shirt is really nice and my customers love it each time they receive it. because it is admittedly very comfortable. Well, once you've picked which of the print-on-demand factories that you want to work with, which I will explain shortly, so don't worry, you just upload either a funny or trendy slogan or a piece of artwork and create the t-shirt that you want to sell. And then Printify will then store a digital copy of this t-shirt in their servers, and you can then push this t-shirt onto your store and add it. And you can set the product title and description and the product price, and Printify will then add the product into your store and customers can start buying it immediately. But yes, I do get a lot of people who are confused and they say, but Sarah, why do I also need my own store? Why can't I just sell directly on Printify like I can with Redbubble? And the answer is because Redbubble doesn't just create and ship products. They also have a built-in storefront on their website that you can sell through. And Printify does not have this, and so if you want to sell products with Printify, then you need to also have your own store set up separately to connect it with. But because Printify doesn't have its own storefront and doesn't advertise products like Redbubble does, it also means that it's a lot cheaper. As you saw, this t-shirt cost me just $8.05 to buy with my Printify premium subscription. And remember, Redbubble, they charge $16 for their cheapest t-shirt, so Printify is literally half the price. And the reason for that is Redbubble has to charge more since, think about it. They also have to add in the costs of running their giant online storefront and advertising costs as well. With Printify, you're just paying for the base costs of the t-shirt to literally print and ship the items. So with the money you save, you can invest that into setting up your own storefront and running your own advertising. So, there are pros and cons depending on how you want to run your print-on-demand business. But yes, once you've added an item into your store and a customer comes and buys this t-shirt from you, Printify will see the order and go, yep, we'll send this order to the factory. The print-on-demand factory will print your design onto the t-shirt and then package the t-shirt up and ship it out to the customer automatically. And then they send the customer their tracking code. Now remember, unlike Redbubble, Printify never collect the money that the customer paid because they do not control the storefront. You do, so it's impossible for Printify to remove their production fees from the money the customer paid. So instead what they do is they charge the credit card or debit card that you have on file with them the base cost of the t-shirt. And as you can see, it usually costs me $8.05 to buy t-shirts from Printify, and I usually sell them for $29.95, which would be impossible to do on Redbubble, since everyone is competing for price, and the t-shirt quality is not very good. Whereas the t-shirt quality that I ordered from Printify, well, the quality was, to be frank, absolutely fantastic, and customers are willing to pay higher prices for it. See, I ordered this t-shirt here from one of Printify's factories, Monster Digital, and this is important to note. Printify is just an app. Unlike Redbubble, who have their own in-house factories that make the products that customers buy, Printify don't have any in-house factories. Instead, what this app does is it connects you to external print-on-demand companies and factories that sell their products through Printify. All these businesses here are entirely separate from one another. And so, well, since all of these are different factories and businesses, unsurprisingly, some print products better than others. So whenever I read comments like this that say, I bought a product from Printify and the quality wasn't very good, I always find these comments a little frustrating. Because Printify doesn't actually print any of their products, so that statement isn't really true. You have to specify which factory you bought from within Printify, since the quality will differ from factory to factory. And if you're looking for a good factory for clothing, which is the most popular type of print-on-demand product, I strongly recommend Monster Digital. So on a product that they sell, scroll down and select them from the list. Most people ignore them and rate them lower than other factories because they are more expensive, but I think that their expensive price is well worth the cost because the quality of their t-shirts is extremely high. And you can tell that their printing quality is extremely high by comparing the Printify Monster Digital shirt next to the Redbubble shirt. Unlike the Redbubble shirt, the Printify Monster Digital t-shirt had very sharp black lines. The print quality wasn't blurry at all. And the colors were much more vibrant and more accurate, which I hope will show up on the camera once I render this YouTube video. But in the Printify Monster Digital t-shirt at the top, the orangey red color of the first M is printed as is onto the t-shirt, whereas because the Redbubble t-shirt below it is faded, it prints more like a purple, which is not what it is at all. It is an orangey red color. Alright, so we know that Monster Digital's prints are great, but what about the other suppliers at Printify? As I said, they vary drastically, and to highlight that, I ordered a t-shirt from this supplier here, My Locker. My Locker is one of the worst reviewed Printify's factories, and frankly, when you see the image quality, it should become apparent it is terrible. It is extremely blurry. In fact, if you compare it to the Redbubble t-shirt, it makes the Redbubble t-shirt below look extremely sharp. And here is my locker on top next to Monster Digital below. Again, I hope that the camera shows a difference, but wow, just wow, the Monster Digital t-shirt is gorgeous, whereas the My Locker t-shirt is an embarrassment. And so Printify's quality isn't inconsistent. The issue is most people misunderstand and think they are ordering from Printify, when in actuality, Printify is just letting them choose a print-on-demand factory to work with, which is honestly a pretty easy mistake to make. But yes, Monster Digital's quality is often even better than my main go-to print-on-demand supplier, Printful. Sadly, Monster Digital's selection is smaller than Printful's, but they sure print great t-shirts. So my thoughts are that if you open up your own store and sell in your own brand like me, then Printify's Monster Digital is a great choice. Not only are they half the cost of Redbubble, but the quality is far superior. They are my backup supplier, and my customers always love the shirts that they receive. And if you would like to learn how to set up your own print-on-demand store using Shopify and Printify with Monster Digital, it is something that I teach inside my premium training program, the Ecom Clubhouse. If you're interested in seeing if this is right for you, I'll have a link to my course in the video description below. Alright, so now it's time to review a very strange and odd print-on-demand company in my opinion, Teespring. I say it's strange because on the surface, it looks a lot like Redbubble, but it's secretly really different in the way that it works. If you come to Teespring, you'll see that you can search for t-shirts such as sarcastic t-shirts, and all the t-shirts that you see here, just like with Redbubble, were uploaded by users like you or I, not Teespring. And so like with Redbubble, Teespring has its own inbuilt store functionality. You don't need to connect it to another website like Printify. You both create the products on Teespring and you sell them on Teespring, simplifying the whole process of setting up a print-on-demand business. Once you've chosen which of the items that you want to sell in their catalog, you then just upload a funny or trendy slogan or a picture or whatever you want printed onto their product, and you add a product page title, description, and you set your product price. You can then save it, and Teespring will then store a digital copy of the product in their database. And something that's nice about Teespring is that it's also free to sell on here. You set your product price, and whenever a customer buys one of the products you've created, Teespring collects the money the customer paid and removes their production fees and pays you the difference as a commission. No credit card or startup money required at all. However, there is one big catch, because you see, unlike Redbubble, Teespring does no marketing for you. Inside their FAQ, you'll see Teespring has a little clause here, the trust score clause. You see, on Redbubble, if you come to the search bar and search for sarcastic t-shirts, Redbubble will show you all of the sarcastic t-shirts that all of their users have ever uploaded, even brand new users that have just opened a Redbubble account. But Teespring doesn't do this. Instead, Teespring only shows you the sarcastic t-shirts from sellers that have developed a trust score. And the way that you get that trust score is by advertising the products yourself and getting sales by driving your own customers. Yep, the way that you develop a trust score is you need to market the products yourself to customers and get enough sales. Only once your items have enough sales will they appear in Teespring search results. And to me, I just think that for most people, it's not going to be worth the time and money that you're going to spend advertising the products that you create on Teespring, because they just aren't very good. The t-shirt they printed for me was almost as faded as the Redbubble t-shirt. Although I'll give Teespring one thing, the black lines were way sharper than Redbubble's lines, so the design is far less blurry. And if you put the Redbubble t-shirt below the Teespring t-shirt, you'll see the Teespring t-shirt actually prints the red and orangey colour of the M, unlike Redbubble, which prints it more purple due to it being more faded. However, if you place it side by side with Printify, it's like night and day. It's difficult to capture on camera, but trust me, the Printify print is rich and deep in colour, and the Teespring one looks far more faded. And so, in my opinion, Teespring just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, you know? Because it just doesn't do anything great. Because yes, while Redbubble has the worst t-shirt prints, they instead have a funky brand that adds value from the cool buying experience, and they get lots of high quality traffic from people directly looking to buy products on Google. Compare that then to Teespring, which gets way less traffic that's also way worse in quality from social media websites rather than people on Google directly looking to buy specific gifts. And so I'm just gonna be frank, if you're a beginner and you want an all-in-one print-on-demand website to start selling on, then, in my opinion, Redbubble makes way more sense. And if you instead wanted to set up your own store to maximize profits and scale a big business, rather than use Teespring, which charged $10.57 for their worst quality t-shirt, why not instead set up your own store on Etsy or Shopify for a bit extra and then sell Printify's cheaper yet much higher quality, super soft t-shirts with better prints for $8.05 instead, which will result in way more repeat customers since they'll like their t-shirts that they get better. Do you see my point here? Teespring kind of sits in limbo, trying to do everything but excelling in nothing. But despite all of this negativity from me, there is a good reason why somebody might choose Teespring as their print-on-demand company. And that is if you have some form of traffic and want to sell print-on-demand products to your audience, but you don't have enough extra spare cash to set up your own print-on-demand store on Etsy or Shopify, and absolutely need a free place to set up a store on. And that is what this big Facebook meme page here, Engineer Memes, did. They had a big fan page with lots of traffic, but wanted a free place to sell merch on. And so they set up a Teespring store. So, you know, Teespring is the right option as a print-on-demand supplier for some, just not many people. And I know, but that is pretty harsh, so if you disagree with me, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. So then, which t-shirt will I give to my friend? Well, here is my final ranking from worst to best. My locker from Printful was easily the worst. Blah. After that comes Redbubble, which, while an enormous step up, is still not as good as the Teespring t-shirt. However, the absolute #1 clear winner of this video for print quality was easily Monster Digital. Their quality is incredible. It is an extremely vibrant, sharp print that I am proud to both give to my friend as a gift and to sell to my customers. So, did my video help you? If it did, please subscribe and hit that little notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my videos. And if you'd like to learn more about how I run my print-on-demand business, then you should be sure to watch my video, the 5 sources of income that I built in my 20s that earns me over $1,000 a day. So go ahead and watch my next video, and I'll see you over there.